Afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to PBTV. Brought out an old favourite today. It is a new brand that have done this, but it is definitely one that has been around the airsoft sort of microsphere for a long time. We have the black and the silver Cybergun Desert Eagle. Obviously, there's been Cybergun Desert Eagles before. This is the first one that we have that now has the polymer slide. So people that have used maybe the Tokyo Marui one before, or have used the Cybergun ones themselves before, know the sort of pros and cons to that. Very good gas efficiency. Kick is absolutely awesome. You're gonna have a lot of fun with these, and we've got a little accessory on the side as well that people have been asking for a long time. But as always, if there are any questions about the Cybergun Desert Eagles, please drop them down below. We will try and answer you as quickly as possible. But if not, I will go through its features, have a little chat about it, and see if it's going to sit neatly in your armory. So obviously, we do have the two different versions. There are many different Cybergun Desert Eagles. They do the full metal ones, they do CO2, they do full auto ones. This specific one is a green gas version with a polymer slide and is semi-auto only. So starting from the front, as with pretty much every Desert Eagle out there, it is as it is. There is no thread on the front. There is no way to add any device or anything. There's no tracer units or anything. There may be a way to do it third party if you wanted to print an adapter or something like that, but there is not anything readily available to add a trace unit or anything to the front of this. Unfortunate, but the Desert Eagle is a very classic look, and I think people prefer to keep this sort of quite clean and as it is. Reaper, does she kick as hard as the Cybergun full auto CO2? Probably not as much as CO2. CO2 is a beast in itself, and full auto again is just something completely different. This is probably more inclined with the sort of TM hard kick. You do know about it when you're firing it, but it's definitely not CO2 power. The pros and cons with that are the CO2 will have a harder kick and will be more consistent all year round. With this one being green gas and the polymer slide, you're still going to be able to use it all year. You're probably going to be able to use it in winter as well. But what it does mean is between games, filling your mags up and regassing your mags, you don't have to wait for that CO2 to run out before you can put more gas in it and run out. So this one you can keep topping up, whereas the CO2 one, at some point you are going to run out of gas and it's going to go dry on you. So again, it's just a choice that you have to make. Coming back, the bit on the top here is a rail system. It's a very unique rail system, and it is semi-proprietary to the Desert Eagle system. So it is not a 20mm RIS or anything like that. 20mm RIS sections or 20mm mounts will not fit on here. There is sort of an adapter or different mounts that you can put in here. So you can put optics on this if you want to go a little bit crazy and put a dot sight or anything on here. But the idea of a Desert Eagle is to be sort of a little bit showy. The iron sights are perfectly fine with this because you're going to draw this at close range, fire a few rounds off, and I think the noise will make people want to take the hit as it sort of cracks off in front of them. The slide itself, so the entire thing is polymer apart from the actual controls itself. So it is a semi-split slide. So we do have the barrel at the front here and the slide at the back. So the main reciprocating part is the bit at the back where you rack it back, put the first round in, etc. And we do have some controls on the back as well. Another question from YouTube, how heavy is it? So this one comes in with the mag in, no BBs or gas, is about 0.8 kilos, so under a kilo, which for a Desert Eagle is definitely a decent lightweight number. Some of them, the metal ones and the sort of ported ones and the tricked out ones, can definitely click over a kilo, and with something like that, you're going to know about it. And not necessarily you're going to sort of struggle carrying it or running around with it because it's not overly amount of weight. The problem with heavy pistols is having them on your belt system. Inherently, people have to look for fabric holsters. Retention holsters are quite difficult to get. But as I've prepared one earlier, we also now have the correct Kydex holster with belt loop that will simply click onto your belt loop, sit there nice and comfortable. You could put a second loop on it as well and wrap it around your leg if you want it to be very, very comfortable. But these things have been very difficult to find over the years, and obviously with Desert Eagles being such a proprietary shape, getting a holster for them can be very, very difficult, and a lot of people were limited to the fabric universal ones, which again, for the weight of this type of platform, isn't always great. But to have a dedicated Kydex holster ready to go is definitely awesome. It fits, obviously fits both of them, but the black and the silver one look very, very cool with these holsters. Again, these are difficult to find, and even harder to find are left-handed ones. So unfortunately, we only have the right-handed Kydex holsters in, but it is something that we do have, and it is a belt loop only out of the box. You will be able to get adapters to put it onto molly if you want, but again, weight and things like that, I would definitely stick to a belt loop or anything like that. Black Holly on YouTube. What's the FPS? So the FPS on these is about 315 on a 0.2. And again, for a pistol, green gas pistol, it is exceptionally consistent with that lighter weight polymer slide. So the gas inside the mag, when it is discharging, it's not having to do as much work racking the magazine back. With a big heavy slide, it's got to pump more gas out, or there's more gas being forced out before it can reset the system and shut the gas system off. So it's very consistent at 315 FPS, but also you get a lot more rounds out of this one. So if you got the same mag in a full metal version and to the polymer one, you will get more shots out per gas fill. So it just means you're going to get a little bit more out of it when you are playing. Control-wise, we do have a number of ambidextrous controls. So the fire selector, which as you can see is moving on both sides. With the full auto one, with the other versions, it is in the center. This just has the 2 points, so we have fire and safe. And I've always seen the safety switch on this as a way to rack it as well. You do have the serrations on the slide, but with Desert Eagles, I've always two-fingered sort of pulled the safety back. It just seems a little bit easier and sounds really cool with the plastic slide. Is the hop adjustable? Yes. So there's multiple. Cybergun have multiple different hop systems when it comes to their Desert Eagles. There's some that are under the hop, but this one is very, very similar to the Tokyo Marui one. So with it, the slide back, pulling back the center bit, it is a little bit stiff when they are brand new, but you slide this back and you'll get a rotary wheel underneath here, and as you can see, there are little markings on there. So again, if you are swapping between weights, 2s, 2.5s, 2.8s or anything like that, you can note down the number that's on it, adjust it to that same one, slide it forward, and you are good to go. So again, very, very easy to adjust. Even in game, you can rack that back, give it a little adjustment. You're not having to take a slide off. You don't even have to take the magazine out necessarily. You can adjust it quite quickly, fire a few rounds off, and you are good to go. Again, it is a rotary style hop around the hop unit, so it's going to be incredibly consistent. And again, very, very similar to the TM system. There will be a very, very good air seal on this. Just keep it lubricated. Again, out the box, Cybergun do need a little spritz of lube straight away. They are not lubricated out the box, so just make sure this thing has a little bit of a service before you sort of start churning quite a few rounds out of it. Magazine wise, standard Desert Eagle magazine, as much as they can be standard. So it is a 26 round magazine plus one if you have one in the chamber. And again, they do have the sort of better sealing gas router. So it is slightly curved, you get a better seal, you're getting more gas efficiency. Again, the polymer version, both the silver and the black one, are purely designed to be as gas efficient as possible with what is essentially quite a heavy hitting platform. Overall, it's about 28 centimeters in length, so it's a Desert Eagle. You're only getting this because it's big, because it's bold, because it's sort of powerful. So it being a large sidearm shouldn't be too much of a problem now that the holsters are readily available and very easy to do. As you can see, it is quite easy to slide in and out. The two screws at the bottom here are the retention, so you can tighten them down and get it to exactly the retention you want. But yeah, I think having these available is very, very cool again. How hard is the slide to pull back? Exceptionally easy, because it is the Cybergun ones have very, very good rail systems. The Sears are nice and easy to overcome, but yeah, very, very easy. Racking that first round in is very satisfying, and again, with the way that this thing's been put together, it is extremely efficient. The return to battery is actually really, really good as well. So the big heavy slide coming back forward, you can get a second round down range. It is a lot of fun. It is a fully licensed platform as well, so even on the silver one, it's going to be very difficult to see in this light because it is so silver. You do have markings down the side for the Desert Eagle and the Magnum Research ink, and as you can see with the silver one, you do have a black grip and black controls, but it is a silver colouring in style. So if you wanted to get both and swap the rear slides over and do something a little bit different, you could make dual tone versions if you want and have sort of an ebony and ivory vibe going on if you want to have something very, very unique. Again, with it being a plastic slide, I would stick to standard green gas as well, sort of Neutral 1, 2, maybe ultra rare if it starts to get cold. I wouldn't really put anything more powerful than that in there, because it is plastic at the end of the day. It's not going to break or explode or anything crazy like that. It is just going to shorten the overall life of the system if you start putting sort of Neutral 4.0, V12 or Garda Black in here. You're going to put too much strain on what is essentially plastic. So that's, again, a pro and con between the polymer and the metal versions, is you can just charge as much sort of heavyweight gas into the metal ones that you want, but if you want a efficiency, sort of probably slightly better gameplay, if you want it to be a better sort of airsoft platform rather than a deep experience thing, the plastic one is definitely very, very good. But yeah, I think these are definitely going to be a very, very popular thing. I know people do like the metal ones, but again, people that have fired the Marui one and understand how good the polymer platform can be, these things are going to be exceptionally popular. It does have a 6.08 millimeter barrel in here, and it is 135 mil in length. So you're not going to be using these things. I know a lot of people have used the Desert Eagle as a primary, and by all means go for it. You will definitely have some fun and you will definitely achieve good range. Just this thing, like barking off around corners, will be enough to deter a lot of players coming back at you, and if you're running around with two, even better. But they are just an absolute icon of a platform. If you're looking for something that wants to add sort of terror on the sort of skirmish field, definitely grab yourself one of these. Grab two if you want. Obviously, we only have the right-handed holsters, but again, it is a very rare thing to find anyway, are the specific Desert Eagle holsters. But yes, and I do believe that this holster itself will fit any of the Desert Eagles, as long as it is the short version and not the 10-inch barrel version, because the end is closed. So any of your standard length Desert Eagles, if you've previously got one of the Cybergun ones, the ported ones, the full auto ones, and you've been looking for a holster, look no further, because we have them here, and they do fit very, very well out the box. They do feel very, very, very loose, to the point of it doesn't feel like it's going to hold it in. The two screws at the bottom here are your retention. So once you've got your platform in here, tighten this up until it's at the retention you want, and then you are good to go, and it will hold it in nice and well. But if that is everything for today, this has been the Cybergun Desert Eagle Polymer Edition. Again, metal versions are available. They've been available for a long, long time. Cybergun do pretty much the Desert Eagle in almost every different sort of iteration. Is this one full metal? No, this is the polymer variant. So there are some slight differences with it being the polymer one. Obviously, the entire slide is polymer, giving you a better gas efficiency, and the hop unit is on top behind a slider. With the metal versions, you have full metal barrel and slide system. You can have CO2 versions, you can have full auto versions, but the hop units on them are underneath, and you've got to either use tools or something slightly different to adjust the hop on them. This is more of an ode to the sort of Tokyo Marui variant, with it being the full polymer slide, the rotary hop on the top, and again, it does kick like an absolute mule, and just the noise of it chatting off is a hell of a sight to see. But if that is everything for today, I hope you've enjoyed that. Again, bringing out Desert Eagles is always a lot of fun, can never not have enough Desert Eagles, and now that we have the specific Desert Eagle holster. I know a lot of people have been asking for these for a long, long time, and we've tried our best to get them as soon as possible. Yeah, if you have a Desert Eagle and you're looking for a holster, this is definitely the one to look at. It comes with the belt loop system, and again, if you want to adjust it or change the mount out to a molly system, you can do. But yeah, very excited for people to get their hands on these. But if that's everything today, thank you very much. I love all the questions coming in. It makes our life a lot easier. As always, if you like the content we do, please drop a subscription on YouTube. We are very, very close to that 10K mark, which we are very excited about. So help us on our way. And always, if there's something you want to know, drop us a comment, send us a message on Instagram. We are always happy to help as much as we possibly can. But if that's everything for today, thanks very much, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye.